Yo, what is up everyone? And in this video, this is my first video on this channel, and basically we are doing what if civilization formed in Pangea. So, you got like North America, Africa, South America, you got all your continents, you got like the Middle East here. If I'm correct on that, I might not be. my my knowledge of Pangea is not very good. But we are going to be starting civilization in here, actually more north up here. So yeah, this is basically going to be where we're going to be starting our civilization. Okay, so basically, it takes a while, but humans somehow were in Pangea, or well, not somehow, but like you get what I mean. Humans were in Pangea, and basically governments just everything just formed together in like perfect timing. So we got like eventually now like a tribe starting to form together, like two tribes kind of combining and becoming the most powerful tribe in the region. It's taken place over a long period of time. I'm gonna probably let you guys uh decide what the dates are for this and how long it would take for different scenarios to play out, but you got like probably 10, 20, 30. I don't know, 10, 20, 30,000 years. I don't know. Continents don't move in this. Yes, I know it's crazy. The continents never split. So yeah, basically you have this green team, I guess, expanding. And why is my tolerance like that? Okay, hold on, wait, sorry. Let me, So you kind of have them expanding over here, kind of, growing around this lake as more and more tribes. It's still really, really bad tolerance, okay? I'm still trying to... This map's not perfect, okay? This isn't my normal world map. My normal world map is so much better. But, so yeah, we're basically gonna, have this green tribe kind of getting more and more tribes to join it. And now you eventually start having this green tribe kind of going up more north here, and this is a really really big step in the history of this world as they go up more north here. Sorry, I am. Oh my gosh. So yeah, you got like more northern, central. It's like central northern North America is where these temperate regions would be, like temperate like plains and forests and stuff. So you probably got like this area. Then you also got some beaches here. You obviously got the Great Lakes here. So yeah, the green team's kind of also gonna form around this. But yeah, basically, they are growing way too fast, way too quickly, which is gonna cause them to collapse here. And we officially have our second nation that is going to form from this. Let me like change the color here. So basically, these tribes are gonna split away after a short time of being with this nation. They're going to split away because of the fact that they are just way different than like the capital, I guess, part of this nation here and like all the other regions. They're more heavily focused on farming here, while these guys are focused on fishing and hunting. Yes, we have a first farming nation. So yeah, they're gonna quickly grow, and the green team isn't gonna like this. So we're gonna have our first war, I guess you could call it, where the people of the Lime Nation are gonna all come together and start fighting this Brownish Nation. Okay, the Brownish Nation is gonna quickly push back against this, cutting off their Great Lake access here, the access here to the Great Lakes, and immediately pushing them back even farther. But the Lime team is going to respond by moving extra force or extra people down here, and I'm not sure how battles would go, because they definitely don't have shields yet. I wouldn't think so. We're kind of still in the age where like humans are just transitioning to stone tools, is what I'm guessing. So, the Greens aren't at a huge advantage, but they still managed to push down farther. I'm gonna place capitals real quick, just show you guys roughly what the capitals are. Probably got like here and here, I want to say. So you're gonna have these guys pushing back up in this region, and they do really, really good. Even to the point where they get up to here. But these guys down here are still on a rampage, so they're forced to relocate their soldiers down to here. And so they're all relocated down to here, down back to the battlefield. Although they actually did not lose that much land, they probably lost like that much. So now you're gonna start having an evened out battlefield where they managed to push back. And so in a peace treaty, I feel like the Browns want to try and get this region. It really doesn't have a use besides fishing. But I don't know. So they're gonna keep pushing up through here, and the lime team is finally starting to relocate just enough resources to fight this war. Where now they're going to push them back, kind of like yoink them out of this region down here, and then now the lime team is basically just starting to run out of resources. These guys are in a better located region graphically. Because obviously, you got like here protecting them this way. You got the Great Lakes protecting them from this side. And then you got like no one to this side. And really all you have to do is just focus your forces here. Because there's weak tribes here, but they aren't really going to attack you. Over here are where like the tribes that are going to be more beefy are. And they're kind of like attacking this Lime Nation. Which is really, really not good for the Lime Nation. So they can't focus as many resources as they would like to win this war on this area. So the Brown team is going to use this to their advantage and do a crazy attack here that pushes the Lime team really, really far back. Okay, not to mention, these guys' capital also in a more strategic location. You have these guys as the fishing nation, so their capital is more near the water. These guys are a more farming nation, and this allows them to easily get more soldiers up here faster, rather than your government being on the water here, so you have to like get all the way to the nation. These guys can get stuff sent out and sent in way faster, since they don't have to like walk around this river and come to here, or like walk all the way up here to here. Rather than if you had your capital like here where they could just go straight up. So it's a lot harder for the Slime Nation. But now with the battlefield basically on the capital, the Lime government is getting information really, really fast, way faster than the Brown government is. So they are going to be able to easily push back them. Well, not like super easy, if you know what I mean, but way easier. And also they're finally getting pushbacks than they were before, because they were getting crushed before. But you kind of start seeing the same problem now with the Brown Nation, who has their capital down here, rather when the war is being fought up here. So they're going to move their capital. They are going to move their capital over to here, which is also a larger settlement. These guys don't really have settlements. The only reason they have a settlement here is because it's a fishing area in the Great Lakes. So now you have information being sent about even time frames. So you're gonna have a little push from the Brown Nation, and then you have a little push from the Lime Nation, and it's just basically a stalemate here. And so in the peace treaty, you're gonna have Lime Nation is gonna get this. Well, no, not peace treaty, but in like the end, eventually, the Brown Nation is going to make like one final push over here, and we're going to have a bunch of border gore now. Because the Lime Nation is going to get land like this. Wait, like this. Let me actually fix this. And yeah, now the Lime Nation is like, okay, so that's not good. So they basically just created a defensive line here, like right on the front line. And when these guys try and attack the forts, they're stopped, and yeah, that's kind of the end of this war, Obviously, there's no formal, like, saying of, like, yo, okay, see, we surrender or something, but Lime Team does technically lose. So, yeah. First Nation loses its first war. But the Lime Nation is gonna go from this loss and do something that nobody kind of expected them to do. That's... Is that even the same gradient? Oh my gosh, whatever. Pretty sure it is. Yeah. Okay, so they're gonna do something that nobody expected them to do right after losing a war. They're gonna go ahead and expand even larger. Like, you just lost a rebellion because you were too large, and you started expanding again. So yeah, they heard rumors of a lake over here, or well, so-called lake over here, and they immediately expanded to it and kind of expanded around it. And now you're gonna have another rebellion. It's the Orange Team. This area has been mistreated for ages because of the fact that it's not really like in fishing areas. That's kind of what this nation is all about. So you also have these areas, but these areas are treated better because they're closer to the capital. These guys are far from the capital, have no fishing area, and they're also not new colonized, or like, I'm not even sure what you call this, like taking over land. So they're gonna rebel, and yeah, they already had they already had like major farming measures going on here. It's just the fact that the Lime doesn't like farmers. But yeah, now with the Lime team fighting this war against these guys, these guys are going to make it their goal to win this war. Okay, so they're immediately going to spread out a little bit here, get a pretty good bit of land from Lime until the army arrives. And these guys have been investing heavily into their army, putting a lot of resources, a lot of technology, and everything into just focusing on their army. So they're basically going to push back the orange team here and push back the orange team on this side. But of course, they don't know that they've pushed them back on this side, so they start sending even more soldiers on this side. Because, they're sending resource or like messages up here through here instead of going down here for some reason. Because I said so. Yep, that's why actually. It's not for no reason. I said that they're doing it up here and then sending it down to the capital instead of going down here. Yep. So now you're going to have a major orange offensive over here, and that is going to end perfectly for the oranges as they start stopping messages being sent up here. And now Lime Team is like, okay, crap, we're starting to lose. So they start focusing a major part of their army over here. And do you want to know what happens next? That's right. The brown team invades. Or, yeah, I guess this is brown team. Brown team has expanded, like, over to here now. They're pretty large. And they have a strong army now. So they're going to push up through here. I'd say Lime Team is still probably the same strength as these two combined. But they're fighting on two front lines, meaning that it's not going to be good for the Lime Nation. So Orange is going to try and push back, but they are going to be pushed back themselves because of the fact that they can't really defend themselves entirely. They're all surrounded, not to mention you're fighting pockets within you. So Brown team is going to have to do the heavy lifting, and that is exactly what they do. They push straight towards the capital, and they try a new method called sieging. You basically siege the capital city, and once that happens, the rest of the nation basically collapses. So the rest of the government that wasn't in the capital was here. And so this is basically the new point that you're going to have to go to. So these guys are gonna immediately push up through here, and yeah, now they're just gonna push straight towards the city. The new method of encirclement and surrounding and sieging of a city is perfect, and they're going to start moving in through the northern part of the city and the western part of the city. And then you have them moving in through the east, and eventually the city collapses after a good bit of time of fighting. And by this time, you also have the collapsing of this city, which destroys any remaining government of the Lime Nation, which immediately sparks a major rebellion over here, which gains a good bit of land, and also sparks another rebellion over here. So you have the Lime Nation who's collapsing from within now. Orange team is going to meet up with Brown team as after the collapse of the major city here, Orange team was able to get a pretty good bit of land. They've also meeting up with the Tan team, and yeah, basically they all just start like controlling all these areas. Although Green team does survive. I will admit Green team does survive. They have to change their ways though. They're farmers now. Not to mention they also have like major city gone. So these guys own a major city, but really major cities that aren't capitals are gonna actually be this now. Wait, hold on, wait, I'll show you. Major cities that aren't capitals are gonna be this now. So yes, these are all major cities now. And then so now you're also gonna get these capitals for these nations. These guys' capital is gonna be right here. These guys' capital is gonna be up here. These guys' capital is gonna be down here. So yeah, now you have a bunch of nations here, and basically the orange team just kind of expands up here. The brown team knows that they can't really control all this land, so they're gonna let a state break away, which is this dark red team. Okay, or well, I guess it's like purple team. I guess I don't know. They're also gonna let an actual purple team break away in the north here. And the reason for letting these teams do this is because of the fact that the Browns could not own this land, and they basically just got allies from letting them do this, because these guys do not want to be a part of their nation anyway. So what's the What's the point of having a nation that doesn't want to be a part of your nation inside of your nation? If you can't even control them, they're gonna rebel. Instead, they got allies instead of. Where was the city? It was like up here somewhere around there. Instead, now they're gonna have allies instead. So, these guys' capital is gonna be actually pretty far up north. And yeah, now you have the brown team, definitely the strongest. Green team though, you're gonna have them expand a little bit down here. They're actually gonna create some border gore. And yeah, they're back to being a bit strong, but these guys are not very happy about this border gore. Neither are these guys, but you know. In terms of power rankings, again, you guys kind of make up this stuff. But as I finish off this episode, I'm kind of thinking more and more that brown team's going to be the strongest. They have great positioning. They have like no actual nation south of them. In like, I guess America. I guess this would be maybe a bit still in Canada. Probably most likely North America though, or North America. Holy, what am I? Oh my gosh, America. And basically with this, yeah, I'd say that they're the strongest, definitely. Second strongest, it's gotta be between orange and this lime color. That's really up to you guys to decide. Third strongest, probably between these two. Fourth strongest, probably between these two. Or fourth or fifth strongest, probably. Fifth strongest, probably between these two. Because Tan Nation could take down either of these nations, I feel like. I just deleted that. So, yeah. This is basically the end of this first episode. Yeah. These guys are definitely the strongest, second strongest, and you guys can make up the rest from there. You guys can also make up the time frame. I don't really care. I'll probably pin the top lore for this and like how long each war takes. So yeah. All right. Well, good to see you guys in the next one. Peace.